Hi, my lovely students. I hope you're all doing well. Today, in this lesson, we will learn to talk about gadgets. This here is a gadget. The exercise on page 84 in the student's book is already done. We did it in class. Also, the exercise on page 66 in the workbook is done. Here we match each of these gadgets with its function. For example, why do we use this gadget? Is it a Robopedia we use for doing a research? Or for listening to music? Or for watching movies? Or for drinking? This exercise here on page 85 in the student's book is important. We will label each of these gadgets. We will put its name under it. We will write it. First, let's look at this gadget. Do you think it is a cell phone, a games console, a wireless headset, an instant camera, or a radio? To know that, we will listen to this tape.
1.
Welcome to another fun episode of Name That Gadget. Okay, here's the first clue. Have you heard of this line? Just point, shoot, and watch the picture develop before your eyes.
A camera.
That's right. It's a Polaroid camera. It's used for taking instant photographs. It first came out in 1948, and it was especially popular in the 70s.
Now, do you know what this is? It is an instant camera. Now let's move to the second gadget. What is this? A wireless headset, a cell phone, a games console, an instant camera, or a radio? We'll listen to know.
2.
This next gadget was the hippest gadget of the 60s. For most people at the time, it was used to listen to the news. But for teenagers, it was used mainly to listen to music.
I'm sure of this one. It's a transistor radio. My grandmother had one.
Yes, the pocket transistor radio came out in 1954 and remained popular for decades.
You are right. It is a radio. The third one. What is this? Is it a games console, a radio, an instant camera, a wireless headset, or a cell phone?
3. Is that a cell phone?
You're exactly right, Paul. It's a Motorola cell phone. It first came out in 1973.
Ha! It's huge.
Imagine having that in your pocket.
So it is a cell phone. What is this here?
4.
And next, what do you think this gadget is used for? Here's a clue. It's commonly used when people want to use their phones hands-free. For example, when they're driving.
A speakerphone?
Nice try, but no.
I know what it is, but I don't know what it's called.
Well, two names are possible, headset or earpiece.
Ah, that's right.
Today you see these wireless devices everywhere, but in the early days there was nothing like it.
It is a wireless device, so it is a wireless headset. And the last one.
5.
Children used to sit in front of their TV sets and play this for hours. They no longer had to beg mom or dad to take them to the arcade to play.
It sounds like you're describing a video game system, but that doesn't look like one.
It is a video game system, a really old one. My dad has one in the garage.
You're right, Monica. It's the Atari video game system, to be exact, made in about 1977.
This is a video game system, so it is a games console. Yes, you're all right. Now for this exercise, we will talk about these gadgets. We'll take some notes. We will write. We have this gadget, an instant camera, what it was used for. What did people use this gadget for? What is the function of this gadget? You will listen to the exercise we have already done and write some notes about each of the previous 5 gadgets. You don't have to write about the instant camera because they have already talked about it. We'll write about the radio, the cell phone, the wireless headset, and the games console. Just simple notes. And finally, we have the homework. We have already rated these gadgets. Look here on the workbook, page 67. Match the old things with the modern things. Write the numbers. These 4 gadgets here are old gadgets. People used to use them in the past. Here, these 4 ones are modern gadgets. We use them nowadays. Which of these old gadgets is used for the same function as these 4 modern gadgets? For example, this gadget here, does it have the same function of this, a TV? If it does, you write 1 under it. Or if you think this gadget here is an old TV and this is the modern TV, you write its number here, 3, and so on. And finally, here, this exercise 4, we will complete it by listening to this tape. You will fill in these spaces from these words here. Listen and write on your book.
Today, smartphones are used for talking to people, taking pictures, playing games, and listening to the music and the news. Before smartphones, people needed different gadgets. A cell phone was mostly used for talking to people. An instant camera was used to take pictures. A games console was used to play games, and a radio was used for listening to music and the news.
I will repeat it again for you.
Today, smartphones are used for talking to people, taking pictures, playing games, and listening to the music and the news. Before smartphones, people needed different gadgets. A cell phone was mostly used for talking to people. An instant camera was used to take pictures. A games console was used to play games, and a radio was used for listening to music and the news.
Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and see you in the next one. Thank you.